Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this special stream. It's been quite a special week. We got the announcement, the reveal of the Nintendo Switch 2 this week, which was rumored, of course. I was starting to lose faith when they didn't announce it on Wednesday. But yes, Nintendo shadow dropped the reveal to the Nintendo Switch 2. There's like an echo. I hear you double? Okay, let me fix that. Why is that happening? Oh, I know why that's happening. I'm so stupid. Yes. There we go. That should be fixed. I think. Yeah, that should be good. Is it good now? I believe that should be good. It's good? Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was doing some technical tests before, as you can see, and as I said, so I'll repeat myself now that there's no echo. This is a pretty special week because we got the announcement of the Nintendo Switch 2 getting shadow dropped on us by Nintendo. So yeah, sorry for the delay here today. Was preparing a bit of technical stuff to do this stream because this is gonna be a bit of a different stream. We're gonna talk about the Switch 2, of course. I have a lot of thoughts to share. Think about this a little bit as a live discussion video, interactive with the audience, and then we'll also be playing some Mario Kart 8, because hey, Mario Kart got it revealed. Spoilers, if you somehow haven't seen. But we'll be playing some Mario Kart 8. So maybe at the start we'll maybe actually be looking at the real trailer itself, and then once I've talked about the stuff where I think there's a bit of like stuff we need to see, then we'll move over to Mario Kart 8 to just keep on talking without the visuals of the trailer. And I mean, yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to cover. Nintendo practically gave us more questions than answers on Thursday here today. But yeah, and of course I'll be playing Mario Kart 8 with viewers, so if you have your Switch and you want to join, feel free to do so, just ask in chat, and we should have a good time here today. So yeah, how are you doing, Matt? Glad to know the echo's been fixed. Glad that you were here right away, because I don't think I would have noticed on my end, unless I'm like listening to the end stream output, essentially. But yeah, a little bit late. Yesterday night I was like prepping what I was gonna do in OBS for this, and then this morning I decided, wait, no, this is gonna be annoying, and like completely switched my approach. So I just went ahead and like recorded the trailer here, and it's just playing as a media source in OBS. Because it's kind of hard to desktop share when you only have one screen to do everything. And my second screen is on my Switch right now. So, yeah. Anyways, we're gonna have a look at the trailer. What do you think, Matt? Any opening thoughts? What do you think about the Switch 2? Your all opinions about it? While I just check that, I just need to open up the stream menu here. Alright. By the way, how is the sound of the trailer? Hopefully it's not too loud or too low. Or if you think I should just mute it entirely, but I'm just gonna try to have it as a bit of background noise, probably. Yes, Matt says Switch 2, I like it. I am hyped. Sound is perfect in my opinion. Awesome. Sweet, because maybe this is gonna roll for a while. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I've got notes, man. I've got a lot to say about the Switch 2. If you haven't seen yet the trailer, of course, go check the trailer. I mean, it's playing in the background right now, but don't mind that. And yeah, I mean, other than that, what was I even gonna say? I'm distracted by the fact that I'm still hearing myself in my headphones right now. Let me see if I can just stop that. Let me know if you can hear me after this sentence as I try to just stop listening to myself. Alright, are we still good? You guys still hear me? Because I don't hear myself anymore. But that's probably for the better for today. But yeah, like other than that, I mean, lots of opinions. When the trailer was first revealed, I don't think I had much thoughts about Mario Kart in general, and I want to say like now I practically have more thoughts about Mario Kart than anything else here. Can you still hear me, Matt? I'm really hoping you can. Because, yeah, it would be funny if I like accidentally disabled my microphone for the whole rest of the stream. Can still hear you. Perfect. Okay. Wouldn't want to make two audio mistakes in the same stream. But yeah, the trailer is pretty cool. It didn't show off a whole lot. I mean, like, you know, it's just a visual trailer without explanations. So not only did they not do like a sort of lifestyle trailer like the Switch one where we see people use it out in the wild, but at the same time, like usually the I guess like sort of CGI reveals that Nintendo has done in the past, they'll actually explain stuff like, hey, like literally everything. They'll even explain like, oh my god, look, there are buttons you can press. They've got 4 letters on them. They didn't do that. I mean, that we get those visuals, but we don't get the accompanying explanations. So the more I'm thinking about it, the more questions are sort of left unanswered. Matt says, I'm really just waiting for more Mario Kart info. Yeah, that's very fair. That's probably the one where we have the most questions about, as I said, because the Switch 2, I mean, you're gonna see I have a lot of questions to go through today, but it is still a pretty straightforward console, essentially. They probably want you to have questions. Oh, of course they want you to have questions. The more I was thinking about this, though, I was wondering if the, like, people say, like, Kit and Krista, for example, you know, they worked at Nintendo before for a long time. They were saying that, you know, they don't think that Nintendo really lets themselves get influenced by the leaks for their reveal. Like, regardless of the leaks, they're gonna stick to the same date and stick to the same info. The more I was thinking about it, the more I'm like, sort of not sure. Like, would they have revealed it this way if it weren't for the leaks? Like, the leaks were so bad that they kind of had to announce it. But I'm almost wondering if it wasn't for the leaks, if maybe they would have announced it a bit later. Because, like, that Nintendo Direct in April, where we're getting the full rundown on this console, that's pretty far away. Like, that's 2 months and a half, almost like 3 months. And I'm just kind of wondering, like, you know, would they really intentionally have such a long wait in between both of them? Like, if it weren't for the leaks, like, you could have released, at the very least, this trailer in February, like, end of February or something. And, like, second of all, you know, I feel like maybe the reason why we don't have that much accompanying info in this is because they're genuinely not ready, and they're like, oh, what can we do now? The leaks are out, what's ready? Well, we can show the console, but we can't, like, talk about the details yet, because we're not ready. Like, I was very disappointed that we didn't see the operating system, because we're all kind of hoping for a better eShop, you know, possibly, like, themes for the home menu and stuff like that, and they didn't even talk about that. Another thing that I thought was disappointing, and others seem to think the same, is like they didn't really like show off. Like, of course they're never gonna talk about tech specs. This is Nintendo, but they never really showed off like any games that like meaningfully would make you go like, wow, the Switch 2, it's much more powerful. I'm really excited. They had a lot of options. They could have literally shown a Switch 1 game, and like demonstrated enhancements and how it's gonna be better played on Switch 2. They could have shown a brand new game that sort of looks the part, because we're gonna get into that later, but Mario Kart not quite looking the part. Or they could have shown like a third-party game that people would have like never seen on Switch 1. But hey, look, this third-party game is coming to Switch 2. What comes to mind with that is always like when they showed Skyrim in the original Switch reveal. That was like a mind-blowing moment. Like, Skyrim, it's not even that surprising. It ran on the Xbox 360. But like at that time, and just with Skyrim being so popular, it was like, oh my god, I can play this really big, expansive AAA game on the go. I could have never done that on like my 3DS, and now I can do it on the Switch. Not only was it a good showcase of power, it was like a great showcase of like third-party studios could literally like are actually on a Nintendo console for the first time in generations. Like Bethesda on a Nintendo console, what is this? That was a mind-blowing moment. That seems like a missed opportunity to do something of the same scale here. Like, they could have shown, I don't know, like Cyberpunk 2077 running on the Switch 2. That would have been kind of mind-blowing or something. Maybe like the modern day equivalent of that, kind of. And yeah, Matt is also not sure if they sort of changed those reveal plans and dates because of the leaks, especially since the Direct is so far off. Yeah, exactly. It's, I don't know, that's a long time to wait, especially since, like, as I said, we didn't get any details. Maybe it would be a bit different if this trailer at least explained some stuff. But it really didn't, so now we kind of just have to wait, and the trailer probably wasn't as mind-blowing as it could have been, simply because, you know, this was all leaked before, so we learned very little. The biggest surprise was Mario Kart, which, like, okay, fair enough. I think we were all kind of expecting either Mario Kart or 3D Mario to be a launch title. I'm assuming Mario Kart will be a launch title based on the fact that it's in this trailer. But yeah, like, I mean, personally, I was hoping for 3D Mario to be a launch title. I guess it's not impossible for them to have two launch titles, but I assume we'll get like a 3D Mario a few months, or maybe around the holiday season of when this console launches. I think, you know, I was probably the most sad about learning that the Direct is in April, because it probably means that the console is not coming out until June, which is a little bit disappointing. I was kind of hoping this console would be out in April. But yeah, there's no way it's not coming out in April, because the Direct is on April 2nd, and then we also have like the Switch Experience events, the in-person events to try out the Switch 2, pretty much the same thing they made with Switch 1. I think they go until like April 27th, depending on the location. So yeah, if they're doing that, you bet you this console is not releasing in April. Probably not even May. So it's probably looking at a June release for this one. Matt, I hope they have multiple launch titles. I sure hope so too. I think that, yeah, it's probably gonna have a pretty strong launch, I feel like. Like, well, for one, Nintendo, as I said, had a lot of time cooking for some good games. You know, the past year and a half really feels like, you know, they've scaled down after, like, Tears of the Kingdom, Pikmin 3. Kind of feels like the last big major games they made. Before that, it was mostly, I don't know, I mean, after that, it was mostly, like, some second-party studios or stuff like that. And, so yeah, I think Nintendo's gonna have a lot of games themselves. And not only that, but the big difference between Switch 1 and Switch 2 is that, like, it may seem crazy now, but when the Switch 1 came out, there was kind of like two reactions from memory, in my opinion. of course, people were pretty excited. Like, I think a lot of people kind of immediately thought the concept was pretty cool and were pretty hyped and positive about it for Switch 1. But at the same time, Nintendo was coming off of the Wii U, and there was still that fair share of doubt. Like, can Nintendo pull this off? Um, is the concept a little bit gimmicky? Is it really that good? Does it hold up? And they also had lost all the third parties from between the GameCube era to the Wii U. The third party publishers were just dwindling and dwindling generation after generation, and there was no guarantee that we would have a lot of games from other publishers and studios as well, right? And that maybe made people a bit hesitant to buy the console at first. I mean, of course, if you wanted Breath of the Wild, that's a heck of a selling point right there. But yeah, like even publishers themselves, I feel like it really took about until 2019, 2020 to really feel like, oh yeah, everyone's on board on this. I feel like, you had people like EA, Ubisoft being pretty skeptical even when the Switch released. I mean, it took they were part hopeful and part skeptical. Like Ubisoft, for example, did Mario plus Rabbids in the first year. That's like a way to trust that console big time. Partnership with Nintendo, right? But like at the same time, it took them like multiple years to release like old Assassin's Creed games on the console, or like same thing with EA. They committed to FIFA, but they weren't like really for years releasing anything else other than FIFA. Then we had a bit of like EA Originals, which are essentially like indie games that are funded. And like yeah, I mean, it took them a while, and then they finally got some games out with like the Frostbite engine. Like Plants vs Zombies was probably the first one that they got out with the Frostbite engine. And I mean, yeah, then they started probably doing a good bulk of it. Like, what do we have from EA? We have like It Takes Two. I mean, of course, then they got the new FIFA finally, not the watered down version after years and years. So, and like 2K even came on board eventually. Like they had LA Noire at the start, then they were multiple years without anything. But then we got the GTA trilogy. We got Red Dead Redemption remastered recently. So like it took many years to get everyone on board, but I feel like every publisher is now on board with the Switch, and they're probably going to be pretty motivated to jump right into Switch 2 with all that stuff. So yeah, I really think, all that to say, I really think the Switch 2 is going to have like a really good launch, because I feel like all these publishers are pretty convinced that like, hey, as long as we, the publishers, publish stuff right away, this will be a success. Like, if we all go in this together, we're going to all ensure that it's a success for everyone. And I feel like that's what's going to happen. So, I mean, I don't doubt that this is going to be a good launch. Furthermore, another advantage it has over the Switch 1 is that the Switch 1 was starting fresh, right? Obviously no, like, Wii U backwards compatibility, and the Switch 2 is backwards compatible, and everyone probably has a huge backlog, so at the very least, at the absolute bare minimum, you'll be playing the same games that you still have on your backlog and you haven't played yet. And okay, we'll have to see if it enhances the games. If it does, that's a huge selling point right there for everyone's backlogs. But if it doesn't, well, at least you don't feel so bad about buying the console, because you can play everything you're already playing on it, and then play the few new things that are there, even though I think there's going to be, as I said, a whole flood of games on launch and near launch from all these publishers and from Nintendo themselves, essentially. Yeah, I hope they have multiple launch titles, says Matt. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if they'll have two big launch titles. I would think it would be really cool if they had Mario Kart and a 3D Mario. Like, we're probably going to get into it a bit later about, you know, the pros and cons of each sort of launch title. But, like, they'll surely have other smaller stuff too. At the Switch, we had, of course, Breath of the Wild, but then we had 1-2 Switch and Snipper Clips, so already just from Nintendo, that was like 3 games, and that was very strategic, right? Breath of the Wild is the big hitter, 1-2 Switch is like the show me what the Joy-Cons can do type of thing, and Snipper Clips was kind of the tabletop and share a Joy-Con to your friend type of game. So I don't doubt it. I was hearing some people say like, hey, if the mouse thing is like true, they would like Mario Kart's not gonna use the mouse, so they would probably ideally want to have some sort of launch title that emphasizes the mouse features. But yeah, we're gonna have to see essentially. All right. So let me just open my notes here, see what I wanted to say. Should we be playing Mario Kart while we do this? I don't know. But if anybody wants to join Mario Kart, let me know. Yeah, let me open up my notes. Because so far I was just going without notes. But yeah, I mean, overall, Matt says 3-2-1 Switch coming out with mouse controls. Heck yeah. If they had a Mario Maker at launch, that would actually be kind of crazy. Mario Maker with mouse controls. Yo, that would be really cool. Speaking of mouse controls though, without getting ahead of my notes here, I don't know. The whole mouse thing, I'm not personally mega like sold on it, but I mean, it is nice, and I understand that consoles usually want like a sort of baseline to be able to, you know, like guarantee that everyone has access to certain features. Usually if they don't have a baseline and it's just like an optional accessory, the adoption in games is not gonna be great by definition. But like, I really hope that if they have mouse controls, you can like actually choose to plug in your own mouse, because, you know, as cool as it is to have like Joy-Con mouse, I don't know, it seems a bit gimmicky to hold, maybe not super comfortable or practical. So it would be nice if you have the option to plug in your own real mouse. I guess either in the dock or the second USB-C port or something like that. That would be pretty cool, I think. If they had that compatibility, then I would be pretty okay with the feature. As it is now, I'm not like super sold on it. But yeah, before we get into this, I guess I should shout out, if you haven't seen yet, I know you have, Matt, but if people watching this now or in the future haven't seen it, I've got my early reactions video up already for the Switch 2 reveal, so if you wanted to see my opinions before the reveal, I put them in the video as well. Sort of the final thoughts before actually seeing the console, because I wanted to record those, because you can never have pre-reveal thoughts after you've seen it, right? Anyways, so I've got the reveal, I've got the short version, which is literally just my reaction to the reveal, and then I've got the longer version, where, as I said, I've got the pre-reveal thoughts, my hopes and concerns for the Switch, and then I go over just analyzing the reveal a little bit and what it means. So if you haven't seen that yet, check that out. But yeah, other than that, as I said, what do we have? I mean, overall, I think we saw that, you know, this trailer pretty much looks exactly like the leaks. We haven't learned a whole lot more from it, in that sense. Like, we were just kind of used to this. It's a bigger Switch, as you can see here. I think my main concern with this Switch still remains, like, is there any risk of these Joy-Cons falling off? Like, they're magnetic. I'm a little bit skeptical. For example, I'm sure people do this, right? But do you ever just like hold your Switch in one hand momentarily and, all the weight of the Switch is practically resting on one Joy-Con? I mean, usually I try to like at least hold the Switch with the back of my fingers a little bit so that, I feel bad putting all the weight of the Switch on one Joy-Con rail. But I don't know, how does this work? Can you like hold it with one Joy-Con and not be scared of the whole thing falling apart and dropping on the floor? I'm a little bit skeptical, but it's kind of hard to see exactly how it works. Like, I understand that there's like some magnets to this. Let's actually make use of the trailer here. There's where, okay, I'm just trying to find a good view. Yeah, like, we understand that there's like magnets to this and stuff like that. And that seems to be it. Like, I was kind of wondering if in the last couple day, if like, there's magnets to kind of guide it in. Are there like locks on the side? Because you can kind of see, I think, on the Joy-Con here, like there's at the very bottom of the blue sort of mounting section, there's a little like divot or whatever. I think that's where the Joy-Con straps kind of lock into this thing, but I'm genuinely not sure if the Switch itself would also lock in, or if there's like anything to sort of really secure it into place, or is it really just like magnets and the idea that it's kind of like a snug fit? Is that the only thing keeping this thing together? So I don't know. Like, you don't want to, if you knock your Switch out of your hands or something. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit concerned. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, magnets are so cool." Haven't really heard anyone talk about my concerns, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. Nintendo definitely never played their own system. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really skeptical. I'm hoping it's great. If they actually found a way to make it great, um, then yeah, I mean, this is a pretty sleek system if it works. Of course, like we know there's like in the middle here the connector as well, so it's not even like fully wireless. I mean, I guess it's the charging and stuff, as well as I think usually the controls are not wireless when you're actually like connected to the Switch for, I guess, better like input delay, or no need of wireless communication, just to be safe, I guess. But I mean, yeah, that connector, if it falls out or whatever, as I said, if you knock it, or if you're holding the entire weight of the Switch on one Joy-Con, will it hurt that connector? Or is the fit like snug enough that it's not really putting any pressure on it? It's hard to say. That's genuinely my biggest concern with this console. I can't stress that enough, because in my mind, I'm like, hey, if they mess this up, this is like a deal breaker for the whole console, essentially, at least for handheld mode. Um, but yeah, I mean, I guess we'll have to see. As I said, I'm still a big Nintendo fan, like you were saying earlier, Matt. We're definitely getting this console. That's not a question. I'm probably even gonna try to get this console day one. I've never actually gotten a console day one before, but I mean, I don't see why not, right? Um, Big Nintendo fan. I have no doubt that the like games library will be worth it in the end. So it's a good investment, even if there's not a lot of games out day one. Like, that being said, I guess my biggest concern with day one releases is always less so the promise of like, is it worth the value, and more so, will there be some sort of technical issue at launch? Of course, you can point at Xbox's like infamous Red Ring of Death for like the first iteration of that console, or even on the Switch. I remember like the I think the only main launch problem we had with the Switch is that I think like the left Joy-Con, or maybe both of them, the like wireless range for like playing with detached Joy-Con actually had like a problem at launch, and all those like launch switches, the range was pretty terrible. Like apparently you could be like 3 or 4 meters away from the console, and like just putting your hand over the Joy-Con, it would lose connection. And people probably forgot about this problem, I don't know, but I remember that was an issue at launch that pretty much everyone was having. People were like, "Oh yeah, you can put like your Joy-Con behind your back, and it loses connection." And Nintendo had essentially issued a fix for that. You could send your Joy-Con back in, and I think they just kind of placed a bit of like conductive or like non-conductive electrical tape over the antenna inside the Joy-Con, and I think that just made the communication better or something. That's what I remember from memory that they had done as a fix. So like yes, that was a launch problem with the Switch One. They totally fixed that for free for people, so that was good, but still annoying nonetheless. Like I would be a bit frustrated if I bought a Switch day one and struggled with that problem. So of course the implication here is like, okay, they fixed that, uh, by having people send their Joy-Cons in, which is also not good. You've got a brand new console and you lose your Joy-Con for a little while. But of course, they fixed that in next productions of the Switch console. But yeah, Mats might try to get it day one too. What a bunch of games. Yeah, I mean, as I said, it's backwards compatible, so right out the gate, you don't even need to buy games. You've got your backlog, but of course you're gonna buy games. That's kind of the whole point. um, but yeah, I don't know. Like, overall though, I think I said this on your video, Matt. Like these Joy-Cons are probably gonna be easier to hold because the whole like colored grip that you have here on screen, that makes them wider than like the Joy-Cons with the rails from the Switch 1. So they're taller, which is nice because overall they're pretty crammed when you use them sideways. Taller and wider, that's what we need. So they're probably going to be much more viable without the straps. And like even with the straps, right? The straps don't seem to add much height to them. So that kind of implies to me that they're pretty good already, which is pretty nice. But we're gonna have to see essentially. What else? What else? I mean, yeah, the other thing is we did not learn about the C button, which is surprising. As I said, I was kind of expecting a trailer where they kind of actually explain as they're going around this console. But no, like, not only is the C button, like, completely blank, essentially, right here, but, they didn't explain what it does. My bet is still on, like, a communication feature, chat, something like that. Microphone mute, maybe. I heard Nintendo Life say that they think this thing has a microphone, which I have not heard anybody else talk about. I don't know if I can see it here. I don't know. Oh, right here. Actually, that's not even the microphone thing that Nintendo Life was pointing out. I think was on the other side of the cartridge slot. I don't know where we can see it. Personally, I'm skeptical. They were saying there's like a sort of like a hole like this on the other side. I think it's personally probably just possibly a reset thing, or I don't know. But they seemed to be thinking that there was a microphone on the top of the Switch near the cartridge slot. I don't know which view they had to show this. I can't seem to find like a good view. But I'm a bit skeptical. First of all, that's kind of an odd location. Oh, I think it was here that they were showing it, like right to the left of the cartridge slot. You can see a little bit of a hole, I think, right there. As I said, I'm a bit skeptical. It's also pretty close to the exhaust, which would be making a bit of a noise. So I don't know. Like, it could very well be like a sort of hole to put a small tool inside to get the cartridge slot like unjammed if ever you gotta like repair it and somehow it jams with the cartridge inside. That's very possible, but it could well be a microphone, especially since it seems like there's two holes. So then they can try to do sort of noise reduction with the fan noise. I don't know. So it's possible that, like, for all we know, the C button could straight up be just a mute for the microphone, like, kind of like on the PlayStation 5. But, quite possibly it brings up like a chat feature kind of menu, whether it's text chat or voice chat or both. There were recent leaks a couple days ago that apparently the code in the existing Switch was like data mined, and there's like this thing like code named Nintendo Campus, which might be some sort of social and communication features for the Switch too. So that's my like probably best guess on what the C button actually does. I mean, people were talking about casting. I don't think we're getting a two-screen scenario. If we do, just know that I predicted that like 8 years ago when I had that video idea down that the Switch could do like reverse Wii U scenario. I predicted that, but I don't think that's gonna happen. What else? What else? What else? I mean, yeah, we kind of talked about mouse mode and stuff. Oh yeah, the thumbsticks as well here. They seem more like protected than on the Switch One, which is pretty cool. Like on the Switch One, I don't know if you've ever seen, but the Joy-Con like thumbsticks are actually pretty exposed, and dust can theoretically get in there pretty easily. And I know like repair shops were kind of speculating there's pretty much two main reasons for Joy-Con drift in the Joy-Cons. And okay, Matt says I gotta go. Well, thanks for stopping by, and yeah, have a great rest of your week. But yeah, like there's two main reasons for the Joy-Con drift, and one is like dust getting inside. The second one is just wear and tear actually like chewing up the plastic, and it creates like plastic dust particles inside of the Joy-Con. And yeah, the fact that they seem a little bit more protected certainly seems to help with that. So that's pretty cool. Um, and as I said, we got no look at the OS, so that's unfortunate. I'm really hoping we at the very least get a better eShop or something. That would be very important, I think. Themes, stuff like that. That should be exciting to see on April 2nd. Very much looking forward to that. I hope we see that. Another thing that this trailer does not talk about is whether we have like DLSS on the Switch 2. It's kind of unclear. I mean, I kind of assume we do. If you don't know what DLSS is, I'm talking about the like upscaling tech that's on the Switch, or that hopefully is on the Switch, which would kind of allow it to have more of a fighting chance against like the PS5 and the Xbox, where you could at least upscale the games to 4K. They most likely are not going to be 4K native unless it's a very low powered game. But that would certainly help it pack a bigger punch. We also don't have mention of a micro SD card. I think again I was watching a Nintendo Life video. They seem to say you can possibly see it under the kickstand. I don't know if we can see it here. It's gonna be hard to tell, I think. Oh yeah, maybe you can see it. If I just pause at the right time. Yeah, you can probably see it below the kickstand on the right. So I'm assuming, again, a micro SD card slot. We also had, I believe, patents, or what was it? I think we had some GameStop retail listings say that it's apparently going to be like micro SD Express, which I'm not all too familiar with, but apparently it's a new micro SD sort of standard that's much faster than regular micro SD cards. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's brand new, so it might be expensive to buy one, but it makes a lot of sense because micro SDs are not that fast, and they pale in comparison to like the SSDs that we have in the PS5 at this point. So if they want to be able to compete with like all these games on the PS5 and have them actually come to Switch, we don't want like a slow micro SD to become like a bottleneck for the whole console. So I think it makes sense to have micro SD Express. That would make things much faster and just be able to keep up with the competition. Continuing in this realm of other things we have not seen, this trailer does not, of course, show a Pro Controller, so unlike the Switch 1 trailer, which did show the Pro Controller, we still don't know. We just gotta look at this, the Switch itself. We don't know if what the Pro Controller looks like this time around. We also don't know if the existing Pro Controller and the existing Joy-Cons will be able to connect to it. People were speculating about that. I don't know if there's any like official rumors, but people were definitely speculating about that when Nintendo released like 6 months ago just the standalone like stand to charge your Switch 1 Joy-Cons, and people were just like, why is Nintendo releasing this accessory like 8 years into the Switch's life? And this could be why. Maybe if you want to use your Switch 1 Joy-Cons, you're going to need to, of course, charge them without connecting them to this console, of course. But yeah, I think those were pretty much the things that are still questions left unanswered for this trailer. I mean, again, like mouse mode, not explicitly confirmed, but you can very clearly like see the optical sensor in this trailer. I don't know which part, like here you can kind of see it. I think you can see it better a little bit later on. If I can pause at the right spot, there we go, look at that. The optical sensor right there. So, yeah, my mouse mode is almost everything but confirmed. And like they hint about it when they put the Joy-Con straps, and it kind of slides on the table. So yeah, mouse mode probably confirmed, but we don't actually know, technically, and we don't know, will Nintendo actually use this as a regular mouse? Or is this gonna be, I don't know, like, or are they gonna use it in some other weird, non-standard way? Hey, we got Killa2018 in chat saying, I like the color scheme. Welcome back. Nice to see you again. Yeah, the color scheme is pretty cool. I don't have it on my notes, but fair point. It's essentially the color scheme of the Switch 1, but now it's a little bit more orange. The blue is pretty similar, I would say. But it's nice to have these accents. Personally, I prefer this. This looks very sleek compared to the Switch one. I was never a big fan of the red and blue. It's kind of like too distracting as you play, too in your face sort of thing. Like when the Switch 1 came out, I got the gray, and of course over time I realized like, yeah, colors are actually fun. These days I rock the Zelda Joy-Cons, not the ones from the OLED, but the blue and purple ones. They're still pretty muted colors, they're not too in your face, so that's pretty nice. But even at one point I had the Splatoon Joy-Con, or, well, they're not officially Splatoon, just the basic ones, the ones that are like green, neon green and neon pink. Those are not bad, but I think it's definitely more sleek the way they have it right now. Just a bit of accents. It is a little bit funny that most of the color is like in the sort of connector part that you'll never actually see, especially if it's anything like the Switch 1, where realistically, nowadays I like disconnect the Joy-Con very rarely from the system. It's usually if there's like some games that use motion controls, like Mario Party recently had me, of course, using Joy-Cons even when docked. but usually I'll just play in handheld mode or with the Pro controller. So it's pretty rare that I have these Joy-Cons out, so you're not gonna see most of that color, unfortunately. But the accents under the joysticks, pretty cool. For all those gray Switch enjoyers at launch, like me, and apparently like Kila saying I got the gray one. Yeah, all those gray Switch enjoyers, this looks sleek, this looks fancy. It's nice whether you're like a kid or an adult. It holds up pretty well. No doubt they'll probably have other Joy-Con colors later on. Will they have other Joy-Con colors at launch? Like, maybe. They could have a very colorful, like, second version at launch too, technically. The Switch 1, they revealed just the gray one. Didn't want to surprise you with their weird, wacky idea of color matching at the very start. And then it's only like 3 months after the reveal trailer that they're like, oh, by the way, it's also releasing with the blue and red Joy-Con. So we could totally see that again, technically. Like a second color variation gets announced at the April Direct. How are you doing, Kila, by the way? What are your thoughts on the Switch 2 so far? Anything comes to mind? Mario Kart, are you excited about that? You know, one thing that this trailer also didn't talk about is like if amiibos are gonna keep on being supported in the next generation of Nintendo consoles. Like, they didn't show it off. Granted, I don't think they showed it off in the Switch 1 trailer. Only at the, I don't even know if they showed it at the January presentation. They showed it eventually, although maybe they had confirmed it beforehand, just like, you know, Nintendo answering some, like, press questions or something. This time it's a little bit less certain, because we kind of feel like we're in a sort of a lull period for Amiibo, where it's actually kind of unclear if they're going to continue making them in general. So I guess we'll have to see if Amiibo are still supported, like within the Joy-Con, as how they were before. That could be interesting. We'll have to see. I don't know if they value Amiibo that much anymore. Surely it makes them a good bit of extra profit from all the super fans just kind of buying Amiibos. But yeah, I don't know. That's a interesting question to think about. Keyless's Mario Kart is cool. It sure is, and we're about to talk about it. We're also about to play Mario Kart 8. I've kind of been just messing around with this trailer in the background, but I mean, yeah, we should probably get started on playing Mario Kart 8 soon. But yeah, I mean, overall, and like we know about backwards compatibility, which is really good. The fact that it also works for physical Switch games is also very good, of course. Let me fast forward to that part. Oh, okay. Yeah, the fact that it works for physical games, very reassuring as we get into this digital era. I could have almost seen it where Nintendo, like a scenario where Nintendo straight up goes like, yeah, it's backwards compatible, but only for the digital stuff. And luckily that's not the case. And I assume, I guess we don't even know this technically, but I assume that physical games are still going to be a thing. Technically speaking, you could have the cartridge slot literally be only for Switch 1. And like, oh yeah, all Switch 2 games are digital. Haha. But I don't think so. So it's nice to know. Works for physical as well. They say there are some exceptions. I think that's probably like I'm sure all these games will run from a technical perspective. It's probably like specific hardware features. It seems like these Joy-Con do not have the IR sensors that like realistically no games really used. So when they say that not everything is supported, probably Nintendo Labo, Ring Fit, 1-2 Switch, stuff like that, there's probably not a whole lot of stuff that does not work, which is reassuring. Like, I would fully expect this to play pretty much all the games you care about or expect that it would play. So yeah, that's pretty good in that sense. And yeah, just the fact that it's backwards compatible makes like buying a Switch 2 immediately kind of appealing, which is pretty nice. I mean, like everyone's got a backlog, as I said earlier. And okay, I think we're pretty much ready to talk about Mario Kart, and then we'll dive into Mario Kart 8, play a bit of that. Um, like just in general, it's a bit disappointing that they showed no games here other than, of course, they revealed the Mario Kart to sort of give us something to care about with a brand new Mario Kart. But other than that, as I was saying earlier, there was no like big moment of like, oh, Skyrim reveal, oh my god, you can play this thing that I never thought before would be on a Nintendo console. No big reveals like that. And that Mario Kart, it's kind of hard to judge how powerful the Switch 2 is because frankly, it looks like a game that could easily run on the Switch 1 from what we've seen so far at the very least. Maybe that won't hold up true once we see more of it, but for the time being, it's not like wowing anybody. Um, like when you think about it, this trailer for non-hardcore fans is kind of a tough sell. Like I said in my reaction video, they did a really good job at very conveying very well that hey, this is the next Switch. This is not a revision of the existing Switch. They stressed that a lot by opening with the Switch 1 and transforming it, and also just calling it the Nintendo Switch 2, being very safe about that for the first time in Nintendo's history. But yeah, I mean, other than being sure that you know it's the Switch 2, when you think about it, there's nothing here that screams, oh my god, I need to get this right now, unless you're willing to shell out $400 or $500 for Mario Kart. Like, if you're excited about Mario Kart to that degree, then yeah, this is pretty good, I guess, for you. But if you don't care about that, they didn't show any other games. They didn't really convey how this thing is more powerful. As I said, Mario Kart seems like a bad example. It looks like it could run on the Switch One. Honestly, if you look at that Mario Kart's graphics, it's cool. They're going with a stylized look. I guess it's a nice art direction to go in. I personally like it, but from a technical perspective, I would argue that Mario Kart 8 actually looks more technically demanding than this brand new Mario Kart because they're going with a bit of a cel shaded stylized look this time, whereas Mario Kart 8 was kind of like a sort of mix of cartoons and realism. Like those DLC tracks, they look more similar to this new game in a sense. The DLC tracks were not as good looking because they were originally made for phones for Mario Kart Tour, but those bass tracks from Mario Kart 8, those look pretty realistic. They have a very realistic quality to them. They are kind of going for that realism look, and now not so much. So like, yeah, this is not like a strong showing in terms of technical power for the Nintendo Switch 2. Um, I mean, it's just good because, you know, Mario Kart sold like crazy and they're assuming this is a good launch title and they're probably right. But as I said, it's not like really showcasing the potential of this system. Maybe on the April Direct we'll maybe have more launch titles that showcase that better, or at the very least announcements that showcase the power better. But for now, there's not technically a whole lot in this trailer that's super motivating for the casual fan unless they care to shell out like $500 $400 for Mario Kart, which like maybe, I don't know. But other than that, yeah, no games shown. A little bit sad. Hopefully they had shown more games. Again, maybe comes back to the fact that this release of the trailer might have been rushed because of the leaks. I don't know. Hard to say. Keela says Switch U. Yeah, that would have been funny. And Splatoon 4. Yeah, if they show Splatoon 4, that could also be a nice graphical showcase because Splatoon like the graphics in Splatoon have gotten so much better since the Wii U. It seems subtle when you look at it, but yeah, no, realistically, if you go back and look at these games, yeah, it's crazy. Like on there was a pretty big jump between all three of those games, mostly in the tech for like how the ink looks, obviously, and stuff like that. But yeah, Splatoon, not a bad showcase. So yeah, now let's get into a bit of some Mario Kart talk here, and then we'll actually play some Mario Kart. Let me just fast forward to the Mario Kart section. I mean, yeah, look at this. We've got our Mario Kart, and I mean, it looks pretty sleek. What can I say? So as I said, we had pretty much confirmation from, like, it doesn't show a whole lot, but it actually reveals quite a bit when you think about it, the more you look at it. When they revealed this, I was like, oh, it's just Mario Kart. It even took me a second to be convinced that it's a new one. But yeah, then you realize, okay, this is totally a new track, and the characters are stylized, so it's not like Mario Kart 8 all over again with just new tracks. Nah, this is a brand new Mario Kart, no doubt. Um, but yeah, they kind of revealed that there's 24 players. That's interesting. That's very cool. I guess that's a good perk of having the Switch 2. Uh, Other than that, it's somewhat unclear if it's going to be every race is 24 players or if it's a separate mode um, relegated to like bigger tracks. Because people have speculated, and we kind of see here that like the track here at the end, it's like a very big, long, narrow straight of road, which seems like kind of a boring track. But it also makes a lot of sense if there's 24 players, I suppose. So, like, is this a one-off track? Will there be a lot of big tracks in this game? Is that the gimmick of this game? It's hard to say, but that, as people fairly point out, that seems kind of like a boring course right there, even though it's just a section of it. Maybe this is also just one of these tracks that does not have multiple laps. Maybe this is just a small segment of a really big track, and that's why it's okay to have this sort of kind of lame, like big narrow stretch of road. But yeah, I mean the other speculation is that this Mario Kart could be going in a completely different direction. It could be potentially like open world, like Forza, and this is kind of what this scene to me suggests for multiple reasons. Of course, the scale of it is very big. No item boxes. There could be item boxes. We didn't see any in this section of the track. You're right about that. People have pointed out that strange kind of fire-looking thing below the Yoshi's diner right there, which, I mean, of course, seems to be a power-up of some kind. We don't quite know. We don't know if item boxes are back. Most likely they are, but yeah, like, could this be open world is the question. Seems like quite a stretch, but at the same time, when you look at this, like, okay, you can say the gimmick of this game is to have big tracks. You can say this is just a one-off track, single lap type of thing. Very possible. You could also say there could be multiple modes. Like we could have classic tracks be back and then have a separate mode, like bigger tracks, more racers exclusive to those. Because you gotta admit, if they have more racers and they bring back some old tracks, some of these old tracks probably won't hold up very well with that many racers, 24. Like, think about Baby Park, that's the best example. Of course, the easy solution is don't bring back Baby Park. There's no, like, requirement to bring back every track. In fact, they usually never do. If this is a typical Mario Kart, you would have, what, like, 16 new tracks, 16 old, kind of remastered tracks, essentially. They could still do that. They could totally do that, and this could be a separate mode. But the reason why this seems open world to me, and I did not think this 2 days ago, so maybe my opinion will change, but every Mario Kart, well, not only does it kind of look like, there's roads on the sides and stuff, and this is a very long road that seems to go very far. Not only that, but pretty much every Mario Kart track that you have out there, um, it has like guardrails, right? You can only stay on the track, and then the rest is just the decor and, just for show. But they pretty much always have guardrails, or maybe there's little sections on the sides that you can drive to, but then again, they eventually have guardrails. I'm looking at this image right here, and I'm like, there is nothing to prevent me from just driving off the road. Absolutely nothing. And then I can just drive in this terrain for miles and miles, and there's nothing to stop me. And like, they could, like other games, I suppose, just have an invisible wall. But that seems very non-Nintendo like. Like having an invisible wall and just being like, oh, you can't get past here, like you bumped into this invisible wall. Um, that's certainly a possibility. Other games have done that in the past, but that seems very sort of gimmicky, sort of unprofessional. Like they've always had guardrails on these tracks to, make it realistic. Like you can't go out of the track. We've got real guardrails. Why would they settle for invisible walls now? They've even got part guardrails on the side here. So like it would be easy to continue these guardrails if they wanted to just keep you on that track, but no, they chose to not have guardrails, which to me very much suggests that there's nothing stopping you from going out in this terrain. And if this was like a serious racetrack, I don't see why they would do that. And so I'm very much thinking now that this is genuinely like a Forza Horizon type of situation where we might genuinely have an open world Mario Kart, which is kind of crazy to say. If you had asked me this like 2 days ago, I would have been like, oh, there's no way. Like that just doesn't make sense. Completely breaks the spirit of Mario Kart. But it's those guardrails, man, or lack thereof, that just seems like, as a game design thing, it makes no sense unless you can actually go all the way out there. And then having this huge, long stretch of road suddenly makes sense because it's part of a bigger world, kind of like Forza Horizon. And to me, that's pretty crazy. And the second question we have with that, after that, is like, is this a separate mode? I heard Arlo say that could be, he hopes there's an adventure mode. It very well could be. Like, do they have an open world and that's just like one of the modes, and we still also get traditional tracks? Maybe those traditional tracks are 8 players or 12 players as well. It's very possible because obviously if they do open world, I feel like there would be a lot of criticism. Like obviously it's very exciting, but at the same time I'm sure people like their classic Mario Kart experience. So yeah, I mean, I actually think this is very plausible now. Whether they like keep the two modes or it's purely open world remains to be seen. And I don't want to get my hopes up for this too much because this seems like a completely out of left field idea for the series. But it's those guardrails, man. What can I say? So yeah, I mean, they could also like go fully open world because this game is very special in the sense that this system is going to be backwards compatible with Mario Kart 8, which has sold over like 60 million copies. And if they didn't bring back the classic formula, I mean, people probably wouldn't be that mad because you've got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the game with the most tracks ever, the most polished Mario Kart by far, with the classic formula, and it's still playable on Switch 2. And then you could have this like Mario Kart 9 and Mario Kart 9 is open world, and you've got both of them on the same system, so you can kind of just like pick whichever one you want. Again, kind of like Forza, they've got the Horizon series, they've got the Motorsport series. Take your pick. Do you want on track racing or do you want open world? Just play whichever one you want. They've got this unique opportunity with backwards compatibility on this system to do something like that. So that's kind of crazy. I'm still kind of blown away by that. We'll have to obviously wait probably until April 2nd to actually learn if this is open world or not. But I don't know. Yeah, what do you think, Keela? You said I would say on track. Do you think it's going to be fully on track game? Do you think the open world thing is a possibility, or you're thinking, nah, no way, it's all on track? What are your thoughts on this, Keela? What else do I have down here? I realize I have a lot of ideas, which unfortunately wanted to write down yesterday, but literally just wrote down like 10 minutes before starting today. No way, no way for open world. I mean, yeah, that is quite the ambitious thing, and I like personally, like, okay, my theory kind of convinces me to some degree that it might be open world, or at the very least, I'll put it this way, they could have, and I think Arlo speculated about this, they could have a sort of hub world, which is a small open world hub world, instead of having like menus to, like, you could just mess around in this big hub world, and this is also how you navigate between the game modes. And maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe they have this hub world and it's cool and it's kind of big and you can mess around in it, but all the rest of the game is just regular Mario Kart. Maybe that's the thing that actually makes the most sense when you think about it. And like, this would practically be the only hub world is this place. Very possible. That's another possibility. But yeah, the whole guardrails thing makes me think there's more to it than we think. But at the same time, if it were not for that, before that I would have said like, no way, Mario Kart's not going open world. That would be like too far of a departure from what people like about Mario Kart. Like if they want an open world racer, just go play another open world racer. But yeah, very interesting indeed to think about. Let me just actually drink some water here for a sec before I go on to a couple final thoughts, and then we're gonna play Mario Kart. But yeah, overall, just wanted to comment like on the art style. Of course, we saw that the art style here is much more stylized, and I think that's pretty cool. I think it, as I said earlier, does not necessarily showcase very well the potential of like the graphics on this console, but at the same time, these characters for Mario, you're not gonna make Mario more realistic as the graphics get better. It's not like Mario is a sort of realism type of series and stuff like that. So I think it's cool to go in this sort of more stylized direction. Like Mario Kart 8 was sort of the most realistic, like almost close to life type of graphics. It's kind of hard to describe because it's, on one hand it looks like kind of realistic, and obviously at the same time it's still kind of cartoon like, where this one is like much more cartoon like overall. Yeah, you're saying it's like the movie, well, Donkey Kong is. Yeah, Donkey Kong is very much like the new movie design and stuff. And Mario, to me, what this screams is like they very much have this sort of 90s vibe to the characters, whether it's Mario, Luigi, Bowser. My first thought when I first saw this trailer was, you picture, and I think it's like Mario Kart 64, or maybe it's Super Circuit. I'm not exactly sure, but those Mario Kart games from the 90s, I guess Super Circuit is from early 2000s, but whatever. The like character select screen, they had like the faces of the characters, and you should probably Google this if you don't know what I'm talking about. But they have those very like 90s look to them, of course, in Mario Kart 64. And to me, these designs look exactly like that. Like, we have not seen these sort of 90s ish designs since then, really. Like, that we had the very more, I don't know, sort of like sanitized sort of Mario look during the Wii era and the Wii U era and even the start of the Switch era, and it kind of feels like we saw with Mario Wonder, they're kind of okay with adding a bit of oomph and style to Mario for the first time in like 15 years. And this Mario Kart seems to go in that direction, which is very exciting. It was the same thing with Mario Wonder as well, right? For the first time, we had a sort of stylized Mario that also very much has that 90s feel. People were comparing Mario Wonder sprites to how it looks like it reproduces the box art and well, not the sprites so much, but the box art and style of sprites that we had in like New Super Mario Bros. 3 back in the day and stuff like that. So yeah, it's very exciting just to think that they're going back to this style. I think it's a cool idea. It's a cool pick. So I'm happy about that. People said the graphics look underwhelming. As I said, I don't think this looks as technically impressive as even Mario Kart 8. Like, this looks less impressive, but I like the style for this game. I think it's totally great. I'm happy with the style. I don't think the graphics look bad. I just think this is obviously not a huge showpiece for like the Switch 2's technical power, but other than being a bit disappointing as like the first reveal of the Switch 2's power, feeling a bit like underutilized, in its own merits for a Mario Kart, this seems like a good direction to go in, I think. Yeah, coming up to the end of my points here, I believe. Um, yeah, I mean, the last thing I really wanted to say is like, I think we obviously expect that Mario Kart here is going to be a launch game based on the fact they're showing it, and of course, based on the fact that Mario Kart 8 just sold so well. So this seems like a pretty good launch game. Personally, I was hoping for a 3D Mario, because to me, like, Mario Kart is this fun series, but I mean, you just kind of play races with people, and it's a great multiplayer game. It's a great local multiplayer game, and even online. But to me, it doesn't like capture my attention. Like, I'll play 20 hours of a new Mario Kart game, and then I'm kind of like, oh, whatever. Okay, I'm kind of done with it after 20 hours, and I'll just go back to it whenever I have the occasion, especially with people, or in my case, on streams. But it's not like a 3D Mario, in my opinion, where there's a lot of oomph and excitement and this big, like, meaty game to get through. So I was personally hoping for a 3D Mario. I understand this is probably a pretty good pick. Having no, like, big, meaty single player game at the start, though, can potentially be a little rough because, I'm not going to be playing Mario Kart like 8 hours a day when this thing comes out. So you kind of hope that some other game comes out before you get quickly bored of just having Mario Kart to play. Like, Mario Kart is a good game to play on the side, in my opinion. You wouldn't play it for hours and hours on end, day after day. You boot it up on the weekend or every once in a while for the next 8 years, but I don't know, it's not like you'll put 50 hours into it in 1 week or something. So in that sense, it seems like a little bit for a launch title. You kind of hope they have. I mean, it would be really cool if they have this and a new 3D Mario on the same day. That would kind of solve all of the problems. But other than being like, maybe you'll get bored of it before the next second Nintendo Switch game comes out. Um, it's obviously good because they know Mario Kart sells, and it's pretty popular and all that. That being said, everyone keeps on saying like Mario Kart sells, everyone likes Mario Kart, and yes, I mean, yeah, everyone likes Mario Kart, it sells. The thing I'm kind of personally doubtful about is all this like casual crowd that makes Mario Kart so big compared to other franchises. Are they the ones who really care to get the new Mario Kart day one? Like, does it really matter to them? Is it really that good of a launch title? Because they have Mario Kart 8 already, which is a pretty amazing game. Are you like rushing out as a casual Nintendo fan to buy this day one? Like, this is obviously no doubt a game that should happen in the first year of the Switch. There's no doubt about that. But I'm a bit skeptical if it's really that good for a launch title. Um, because those casual fans, they probably don't care. They can probably get it any time in the first year. They'll be happy. I don't know. A 3D Mario game, people would go like, "Oh man, I gotta play this new 3D Mario game on day one." Whereas the Mario Kart, I mean, yeah, of course, there's a lot of hardcore fans which will all also be like, "Yeah, I'm getting this day one. Want to play Mario Kart 9 on day one." Um, but it's a little bit, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Overall, not a bad choice. And like other people said, it's also great because it motivates multiple people to get Switches right away because it's a multiplayer game. It motivates you to try out the Joy-Cons and split Joy-Con mode on day one. Um, so those are good aspects about it. It also motivates people to try online on day one, which I mean, could be a good and bad thing, I suppose. Because if the online doesn't work flawlessly on day one, that could look bad on Nintendo. If all people are talking about online is like, oh, Nintendo's online for the new Mario Kart is really struggling, you know. So we'll have to see about that, essentially. Um, but yeah, those were essentially my thoughts. I'm kind of still fully expecting a 3D Mario to be announced at that April Direct at the very least, and we'll have to see if it comes out on release day as well, a month later, or maybe during the holiday season of that first year. I mean, that's like we're really gonna get all the info at the April Direct. We realistically, it's surprising that I've managed to talk about my opinions for like an hour because they didn't show that much here. And that was my takeaway in my reaction video that I released a day or two ago, which is this, in summary, is the leaked hardware we knew about with a new Mario Kart that I guess we didn't know about, but we were all kind of expecting there to be a new Mario Kart in the first year, considering it's been like a decade since the last Mario Kart. And so nothing too surprising here. Like today we managed to really nitpick all the stuff that I was able to think about in the last 2 days and that have been talked around and discussed everywhere. Um, but we realistically we still don't know a lot. We, as I said, we don't know the OS. We don't know about the C button. We don't know about the Pro controller. We don't know about any other games. We don't have a good idea of the power of this console. And yeah, I mean, there's still so much to learn, and I think we're gonna finally learn all that on April 2nd. Realistically, we don't know a lot yet. This is kind of a tease, possibly early because of the leaks. Still, we'll never know. It's kind of unclear. Um, it's really just here to say, oh, this is official. But yeah, other than that, April 2nd, that's when we'll actually for real learn about everything and really see like how promising this Switch 2 generation is. But until then, of course, I'm pretty excited. I would be skeptical if Nintendo says a lot more. Maybe they'll answer a few media questions, so maybe a few things will get announced and stuff. But yeah, other than that, we don't really know. Last thing I should probably mention is like we've got the Switch Experience, of course, as well. So I mean, this is after the direct though, so it doesn't matter. We'll probably not learn a whole lot new stuff from that. They're just kind of replicating the media coverage that we had with Switch 1, where, people could try out the Switch in multiple locations around the world, and of course that generates a lot of media and YouTube videos about it. First impressions on the console. It's not super important probably, especially now that the concept is not so novel. When the Switch 1 came out, it was genuinely valuable to hear media coverage from these things because they could tell you their opinions using it. People were kind of skeptical how the Switch worked, and those events kind of clarified that. So probably not as important this time around, but I mean, hey, it's nice to have nonetheless. As I said, the fact these events go until April 27th, I believe, pretty much confirms we're not getting this in April, most likely not in May, and probably June. So it's still a ways out. That's half of the year pretty much until we get the Switch 2. But I'm excited, looking forward to it. And I mean, the fact that it's backwards compatible, just kind of the cherry on top, even though we knew about that before. But it just means that this great big backlog and catalog of Switch games on the eShop, it's just going to be great. Keyless is maybe September. Oh, man. Don't be so pessimistic. I really hope it's not September. That would be quite a ways out. It totally could be. But I don't know. You have any reason to think it's September, or you're just kind of like spitballing that out there? I don't know. Yeah, yeah. I mean, overall, it's pretty exciting. I think those are pretty much my full thoughts. That's like, what, 2 days after the reveal now. We've had time to think about it and all that stuff. But it's pretty exciting to finally be able to officially say that we are slowly and surely starting this next generation of Nintendo. I think Nintendo's in a very good spot, so we can all be very hopeful about this generation. It's not exactly like the Switch 1, where there was a bit of doubt, but this time we can be more confident right from the get-go. And I don't know if we'll get that feeling of first year of Switch 1, where it felt very experimental. It didn't have that many games. It had a lot of great games, but not that many games overall. And people were experimenting a lot with indie games. I don't know if we're gonna get that same feeling again. Probably not, but overall, I'm just excited for it. So let's just wrap up, watch this trailer one final time. We've watched it enough. It's already half done anyways. And then we'll transition to Mario Kart 8. I'm just gonna boot it up while we wait. Does Mario Kart have an update? It looks like it does. Okay, let me just download that Mario Kart 8 update. May as well watch the trailer, as I said, especially if there's an update. December, says Keela. Oh, that would be rough. No, they would realistically... I mean, well, first of all, it's definitely not coming out that late. But second of all, no one ever releases in December because it's too late for Christmas presents. If you're gonna release in the holiday, you're minimum gonna release in November, because you want to sell those consoles for Christmas. But historically, console makers have released consoles in the holiday season because they assume a lot of people want them for the holidays. And the Switch kind of did something new in a sense when it released in March, and I think Nintendo actually sort of inadvertently discovered that it's actually a pretty good idea, because your super fans, they're gonna get it any time of the year, right? And those people who are getting the Switch any time of the year, they're gonna eat up a lot of your stock. And if you can just sell it to them in a regular period of the year, they're gonna hype up that console, and by the time the holidays roll around, all the core fans have already bought the Switch, and you can really just keep the stock focused on the more casual players who just really want the Switch for Christmas. And I think that's a very good strategy. It just makes a whole lot of sense in that way. So yeah, I hope they continue in that sense. I mean, I have no doubt they will. It's not going to be March, but probably June, as we said. That would make a lot of sense. So let's boot up Mario Kart. Let me know if the sound is good once Mario Kart gets going. Yeah, Keela's now just spitballing just about any month out there. You may as well name them all at this point. Is the game too loud or is it good? I cannot tell. I guess I should speak just so you can have a comparison here. Let's see. Okay. How does that sound? It sounds good? Okay, perfect. And if anybody in chat here or just watching has a Switch and wants to play Mario Kart, feel free to let me know. And otherwise, I will probably just play Mario Kart anyways. Because that's the whole fun of it. See, before, like, first, I mean, I was surprised this week, of course, that they actually shadow dropped the trailer, which I think is a first for Nintendo. People have said, I think, that technically the OLED and the Switch Lite was shadow dropped. But those are just console revisions. This is the first time, I think, Nintendo shadow drops the announcement to a brand new console. And that's why, like, on Wednesday night, when they had not announced anything, like, they hadn't announced the announcement, I had pretty much given up. Like, I was gonna wake up really early to cover this trailer, and I had given up. I actually set my alarm later, and I woke up and I'm like, oh, they announced the Switch like a few hours ago. And so that was fun. Thank you, Nintendo. I wish you gave us a heads up. But yeah, on Wednesday, after they had not announced the announcement, I was generally pretty convinced that that they weren't gonna do it, but they did. They did, and they, I don't know. I mean, it's pretty good. Okay, you don't have Mario Kart. What? You mean you're one of the, you're not one of the 64 million people who have Mario Kart? You're gonna have to rectify that when the new one comes out on Switch 2. Alrighty. See, I even like double dipped on this game when the DLC came out, because I only had it on Wii U before. So I technically have 2 copies of Mario Kart 8. I think we're still gonna do online. We may as well. And yeah, we're gonna do worldwide. Just regular old worldwide. Maybe we'll do some battles too. Did we never try out these characters? Is that why they're technically highlighted? I don't know. Who do we have? King Boo. King Boo's gonna be in the next Mario Kart. As we saw, we don't know about the all the babies. We don't know who exactly will be there. Let's try King Boo. I don't know if I've ever played King Boo, and I'm gonna assume that this kart is pretty cool. Let's do DK Summit. Oh, everyone's going DK Summit practically anyways. I just kind of want to highlight my point, right, that obviously there are some tracks that are just one lap. Ah, of course it didn't go for DK Summit. But I mean, yeah, I guess this is a pretty good track to highlight, like the graphics here. The graphics in base Mario Kart 8, excluding the DLC, as I said, they definitely go for quite a bit of realism compared to like what we would have now in the new Mario Kart. Seems more stylized. Okay, it's been so long since I've played this game. It feels kind of foreign to be playing this game with a Pro Controller. Somehow it feels weird, I don't know. Is the sound still good or is the game too loud? Looks like it might be a bit loud based on the audio meters I see, but let me know. Oh my god, I need to focus a little bit. Especially since we're not playing with CPUs, so people are actually good. But yeah, like before the Switch announcement, I was planning to do this video talking about the Switch announcement, because I was pretty convinced it was happening this week with all the rumors. And yeah, I mean, I was gonna play Mario Kart just because it's a chill game to talk at the same time as playing. And yeah, I mean, it turns out that they announced a new Mario Kart, so that's a perfect fit. Actually, I didn't really think that we would see a Mario Kart this week, but we did, and so that's all the more perfect. See, we're doing bad. We're not focusing enough, and we're rusty at this game, so yes, I will gladly take this bullet bill. Followed by this star, okay. And again, that star wasn't very useful. Oh my god, everyone's got stars. Okay, pick your poison. I thought I was gonna get crushed, but instead I got starred. Sound is good for you? Okay. Good to know. As long as the game isn't too loud. Alright, yeah, we're not doing good. Gotta be paying more attention here. Alrighty. But yeah, Kila, if you don't think it's open world, which is probably the most realistic thing to think, right? Thinking it's open world is kind of optimistic. If you don't think it's open world, what do you think? What do you think is the gimmick of this next Mario Kart game? You think it's like bigger tracks? Or pretty much the same thing but 24 players now? I'm curious. Let's see. So I think Sunset Wilds is a DLC track. So we'll get to see the more stylized look of less graphics quality from the DLC, and it kind of looks like the new game is somewhere in between the quality of both. Yeah, one lap. I mean, yeah, that particular course could very well just be a sort of one lap course. In fact, I almost have no doubt that that course, unless it's like open world, is almost certainly one lap. But do you think this is kind of a one-off course and all the other courses will be pretty much as you'd expect from a Mario Kart? Or you think there's like any special gimmick? Because usually there's a gimmick. Unless, like, I guess the gimmick could just be 24 players. Like 24 players and a couple items. We see there's like at least 2 people here. 2 groups of 2 that are just playing on the same Switch, as we can see. Just because they've got the same Miis and stuff. Alright, what do we get? Alright, Sunset Wilds it is. Yep, just gonna take a while to start up apparently. Honestly, Mario Kart 8 Online though, is probably one of the ones that works the best. I forgot they added like costumes for the Miis. Like the guy just being an item box. Forgot you could do that. But yeah, they just added random costumes at one point in one of the DLC waves for whatever reason. Okay. Okay, that was pretty sleek. I don't even know the shortcuts in this map. But sure thing. That worked out pretty well. Oh no. Alrighty. Yeah, we're not doing so good when we actually play against human players. Oh, that was good. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. And they got blue shelled. Oh, just in time. We got rid of our item at the perfect time. Oh my god. Oh, I should have hit them after the item boxes. That's a bit unfortunate. Alright, I can't believe I'm in first. This is wild. This is genuinely wild. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. To think we almost came in first. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, double items. Help me. Dear God, help me. Oh my god. I think we came in second. Yeah, we did. Look at that. Not too bad. Not too bad indeed. Oh, I love King Boo's little dance. This is my first time playing as King Boo, I believe. Alright, so we did bad last round, because we weren't really focused at the start. But this time we managed to do pretty okay. I don't know. Well, Big Blue I think is a... I don't know if it's the one that's a single lap or not. I never know which one of the F-Zero tracks are like a single round. But not bad. Whoa, there's like 3 of the same Miis. Are they like 3 people playing on the same console? Maybe. Yeah, a lot of people playing together. It's a nice feature, to be honest, that you can play local multiplayer, but you can also join people at the same time. Maybe it's a bit unfair, I don't know. Maybe you can't do that for tournaments. Like if you pick the tournament mode. But for just regular online, hey, it's more fun. Even though they can technically like team up and work together, I suppose. Okay, Big Blue it is. I think maybe this one is actually multiple laps. It might be Mute City that's, I don't know. No, I think this is the single lap one. Yeah, okay. We'll have to see. Alrighty. For some reason, no one boosted. Am I actually playing against a bunch of amateurs? Okay, oh my god. Got a break on that one. That was close. Uh-oh. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my god. Oh my god, what am I doing? I genuinely do not know. Yeah, this is the single lap one. Oh, did my red shell hit a banana? That's kind of unfortunate. Oh, I missed the 2 item box. Oh no, oh no. I'm actually in second though, somehow. That's not bad. Well, I was for a brief moment at least. Okay, lap 3, no pressure. No pressure. Okay, well, we got... I don't know why we've got a crown mushroom when we're in second. That seems a little bit overpowered, not gonna lie. Okay, okay, okay. This is the most intense fight for first place you have ever seen. And somehow I got no items. Oh my god. Somehow. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh, I almost got red shelled, but looks like third place got it. Second place, second time in a row. Not too bad. What are you doing, baby Mario? Not bad. Not bad indeed. Alrighty. Yeah, so obviously the new Mario Kart is gonna have a pretty different style. Okay, what are you thinking? Bowser's Castle or DK Jungle? I don't want Grumble Volcano here. Keyless has gotta be honest, I'm really tired. Gonna go sleep, bye. Alright, have a nice rest, and thanks for stopping by. And maybe I'll see you next week. I'll probably be streaming next week, I don't know. But this is probably gonna be the last of my Switch 2 coverage for the week at the very least. But have a good rest of your weekend, and a good week, if I don't see you until then. Everyone went random, just because they don't care for these. Yeah, these tracks are just so bad that everybody goes random. And it looks like, I didn't even realize that, but when you go random, it's actually random between all of them. Not just the 3 that are up for debate. Sky High Sunday! So a good example of like a track that has a bit more of the mobile Mario Kart visuals. It is kind of funny, because the visuals between like base Mario Kart and the DLC is fairly inconsistent. Yeah, this one looks a little bit odd in Mario Kart 8, but it's fine. It's fine. Still a nice track overall. It's a bit of a weird track in general, though. Like, graphics aside, just a bunch of blind jumps. One of the few Mario Kart Tour, like, tracks that are, like, new from Mario Kart Tour. Alrighty. Yeah, I gotta get the speed boosts from all of these little jumps. Oh my god, nope. That's not good. That's not good. It was going pretty good until then. Alright, we're still in second, somehow. Oh ho! I don't know if I managed to make them fall off the stage or not. Alright. Oh man. My reaction time to get the red shell out was not good enough. And then he gets blue shelled, so that's good for me, I suppose. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, that was a waste. A waste of a banana peel. I didn't even realize you could get a little anti-gravity boost on the railings there. Oh my god. That was not good. Not good at all. Okay. I'm just desperately trying to stay in second, and stuff keeps happening. It's not going well. There we go. Well, we made it in second again. Surprising. We're pretty consistent on that front. Yeah, you can get a lot of boosts from these railings. That's pretty interesting. Not bad. Not bad at all. Alright. Let's try DK Summit again. Oh, well, actually last time was DK Summit from Mario Kart 8, I believe, but this is DK Summit from Mario Kart Wii. So technically it's gonna have the DLC graphics. And I think this is also multiple laps, unlike the other one. So yeah, kind of interesting. But yeah, it'll be nice to have a new Mario Kart for the first time in like 8 years, or yeah, 10 years technically. I mean, luckily we had those DLC tracks a few years ago. What was it? I think it ended in 2023, I believe. I forget. Well, it's not that long. It hasn't been that long. Okay, looks like we're going for the subway, which is a pretty good track. But yeah, I mean, I heard Arlo say this, right? That he was saying he was skeptical of a new Mario Kart at launch because of the Booster Course Pass. I was never really of that mindset. Like, we're obviously very overdue for a new Mario Kart. They were just kind of trying to tie us up until then with a bit of stuff to do. Oh my god, I hit myself. Did not expect it to bounce on the roof like that. Okay, I keep on making mistakes that just hurt myself. Alright, I'm gonna hold this green shell because I don't trust anybody. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Don't hurt me, Waluigi. But yeah, like, if Arlo didn't believe there would be a new game because of the DLC, I'm more of the opinion that if they did do it open world, which again, I should not think along those lines because I'm probably getting my hopes up for no reason, but if they do go open world, the fact that they had so many tracks on the DLC and that it also becomes backwards compatible makes it like easier to swallow, you know, that the style would be drastically different because we would have all these other cool tracks. Oh my god, this just does not stop. Now we've got the stars. Oh my god. We just gotta... Oh my god, no. Is there a blue shell coming? I don't know. Oh my god, my red shells hit each other. Oh my god, no, not the lightning. Oh, we're gonna do it! Yeah, we came in first, oh my god. Not bad, not bad at all. Bunch of casual players playing it today, I guess. Granted, it probably tries to match you with people with similar amounts of points. And I haven't played a lot of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I probably still have more hours on Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, because I only actually bought Deluxe like recently. Well, essentially when the DLC was announced. But yeah. I would assume there's like an influx of people playing this after the announcement. What will it be? Yeah, okay. We are indeed getting 3DS Rainbow Road. That's always fun. Good memories. I mean, like, Mario Kart 7 and 8 are probably the most similar. Like, Mario Kart 8 is pretty much just the same as Mario Kart 7. It's like the polished version of Mario Kart 7 with the good graphics, thanks to the Wii U's power at the time. Alright. Alright. Oh no. Little rusty. Oh, we actually got ahead though. Oh my god, what am I doing? I hate it when I try to drift and I'm just not going fast enough to do it yet. And then stuff like that happens. I don't know if I got anybody with that. Somewhat unsure. Oh my god, no! You know what? Getting hit by them actually saved me. Okay, I'm gonna keep these red shells for a bit. Okay. That's not good. Okay, Bullet Bill. You don't get anything from that. Okay, I didn't want to go down so early. Oh my god. I don't even... Okay, I'm going the right way. That's good. I wasn't sure. Okay, again. Too slow to drift. Keep on getting fooled by that. And yeah, this is not going to be a good round for me, it looks like. Okay. I never know if it's better to glide or not. Okay, I went for just such a long glide. I don't know if I can do what he just like disappeared. Well, that certainly helped me, but it only helped me actually get to 6th place. Not great. But middle of the pack ain't too bad, I suppose. Alrighty. Let's see what we get next. We're not gonna play like super long today. I realize I spent a lot of time just looking at the trailer. My initial like opinions were to discuss it while I was playing Mario Kart, but then I realized, I don't know, it's just like harder to do, and I could actually show off the trailer while speaking, which is pretty nice. So yeah. We're just playing a bit of chill Mario Kart at the end with any leftover opinions, realistically. Did 2 people just quit? Yeah, okay. 2 people just left. So we're already just 10 people. But yeah, I wasn't even planning to show the trailer in the stream. But I managed to figure out how I wanted to do it. Just to show off the trailer while talking about it. Alright. I don't know if having the head start is really an advantage. Might have wanted to save that for later. Alright, I've barely played this track, so I barely know what I'm doing. Okay. Oh my god. This track to me is just like a weirdly designed track. Just kind of a chaotic mess. Maybe it was better on the GameCube. I don't know. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? Oh no. It's not going good again. Alright. We'll have to see if we can pass this player. Okay. Oh, I stole a mushroom. That's always nice. Did not manage to hit Yoshi in time, though. Okay, let's try to hit Yoshi again. That would be kind of funny. Okay. Yeah, this track is such a mess. Just gonna blindly toss a green shell and hope for the best. Like, what is this track even, you know? Okay, that's a bit of a nice shortcut. I can't even get any coins out of that. Yeah, this is a weird track. Probably genuinely one of my least favorite tracks in the game now. I've only played it a couple times since they added it, but still. I mean, it's just a big, wide track with the weirdest geometry. Oh my god. Oh, and I should have used the star. If only I had known. Okay, this seems like a crazy place to use a crown mushroom. But we sure as heck are gonna do it. Okay. Let's hope for the best. Seems like there's a pretty big gap between where they're at and where I'm at. Okay, well if we manage to be third, that's pretty good. Yep, third place, not too bad. Pretty close from second. I'm literally right behind Mario. Alrighty. Not too bad. Not too bad indeed. Yeah, I'm literally in Mario's face. Alright, so we're just gonna do a couple more rounds, I think. Let's do Calamari Desert. Let's try to get those Route 66 vibes from the new Mario Kart release trailer. It would be funny if Mario Kart is not a release date game after all that, or like, yeah. If it's not on day one with the Switch 2, that would be pretty funny. There's no way. They've got 10 years to cook up that game. It's been probably ready for possibly years. Possibly. So there's no way. There's no reason why it wouldn't be a launch game. Okay, what do we get? Seems like Calamari Desert is a little bit unpopular. But that's the one with the vibes, guys. You gotta vote for it. Ah, okay. Instead we get this one. Warriors Stadium it is. Whatever. We can handle it. Alrighty. Oh no, I got hit by the red shell. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, if that allows me to easily steal the double item box, I am up for that. Oh, I didn't mean I used the bananas. The fire flower did not last long. I think you only get it for a certain amount of fireballs instead of like time-based or whatever. Okay, well, you've got a green shell. And oh my god, I got hit by the blue shell. I don't think it's every Mario Kart game that's like that. I think some games you can't get hit by the blue shell if you're not in first place, but I could be wrong. Oh my god. Well, good thing I used the mushroom, because I was gonna lose it anyways, I suppose. Alrighty. There's a bunch of bananas on the edge here for some reason. Oh, that was close. Oh my god, nope, didn't see that coming. That's a bit unfortunate. Okay. Sure, we missed the jump pad, that's not good. Okay, don't get red shelled again by Waluigi again. Well, it's time for me to red shell other people, it looks like. Okay, that's not good. That's really not good. We're nearing the end of the map, I think. Well, we're third place now. That ain't too bad. It's not a great place in the map for green shells, though. Okay, okay. Okay, just pray. Oh, it didn't work. No, come on. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have wasted all the mushrooms, because this would have been a good spot. There we go. We did okay. Just okay. But that's fine. It's all well and good. I mean, overall, we're not doing too bad. For online matches, we're like consistently in the top 4. Almost. If you exclude at least like 2 exceptions. Dolphin Shoals, let's do that. Always a good classic. A lot of people just going random all the time. Well, almost all of the people going random are on the same console, I think, so... Okay, we're doing the other one. Toad's Turnpike. It's a pretty good one, too. They're all pretty good, what can I say? I'm not a harsh critic when it comes to Mario Kart tracks. Yeah, like, no one else is boosting. Which is kind of indicative of their skill level, I guess. Okay, don't hit the bus. Thank you. Oh, come on. I was hoping the bus would save me from the shell. And just like that, I'm in 8th place. All it takes is one shell. Okay, that was pretty sleek. I don't know if it's better to be here. Oh my god. We're gonna get cornered. And I messed up getting an item box, unfortunately. This is good for avoiding fireballs, though. Just being so close to the edge. We're in 2nd place. Hello there, Waluigi. Oh, come on, really? I was like half a second too late to release the horn that would have saved me. Okay. This is only lap 2, so it's not too bad. Oh my god. We all got hit. We all got hit. It ain't good. Okay, come on. Really? The red shell keeps on getting me, even if I manage to squeeze through these cars? That is unfortunate. And you've got a red shell, and he's got... oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, what is happening? Like the most crazy amount of items just ever. Alrighty. I don't know if this is the play, honestly. Well, there's nothing to lose at this point. Well, we did 8th place. Should not have said that we were consistently ranking 4th and below. Oh, there's one person. Wait, what is this? What's the gold medal? I was gonna say I think it's because they're playing with a wheel, but I don't think so unless they're playing with assists. Is that... are you even allowed assists online? Okay, I guess we get 2 of these like location-based ones at a time. Let's go for New York. New York Minute. I don't know why it's called Minute, but okay. That's what it is, apparently. I mean, it's gonna be nice to get a bit of these city tracks. I feel like we're, you know, getting all the tracks that are fully representative of Mario Kart 8, so that's pretty good. Because this game is only going to be relevant for a couple more months, and then it's going to be brand new Mario Kart for the first time. Granted, this game sold so much that it's obviously going to remain popular for even more years to come after that, but no one voted? How many people are even left here? We're like 8 players. And yeah, okay. Fair enough. People are not even voting. Okay, well, I guess we're not getting the New York track. But Piranha Plant Slide is pretty good. Yeah, I remember the graphical style and just the graphical jump, of course, between like Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8. Just absolutely crazy. Oh, I messed the jump up. Can't believe I did that. And this track is a pretty good example of that graphical jump, and also the style being less cartoony, as I said, more realistic. So they're going back to like a cartoonish kind of style. Okay. My red shell got hit, unfortunately. It's a pretty good track though. Can't complain too much. I mean, I've got the ultimate item here, so I'm just gonna hold on to it. You should have held on to the banana peel, mate. Oh my god. Okay. I messed that one up a little bit. And I messed that one up. But we've got no competition. We're pretty far ahead of the pack. Oh, I did that way too early. Oh, that was good. It actually worked out in the end. Uh-oh. Oh, uh-oh. It didn't work this time. Let me tell you that. Well, we're still in second. Just proof that we're... Oh my god, no! I should not have looked back. Oh, what? Oh my god. Oh my god. It's all downhill from here. And he had a green shell or something to protect himself. Well, we've got literally just one lap to save ourselves here. Can we do it? I don't know. Okay, well, we can certainly try. Oh my god, nope. That's not good. It is very much not good. No pressure. You know, we're just like in 6th place. If we can get a mushroom, oh my god. Thank god. We got a mushroom. Oh my god, no, 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 no! Come on. Oh, that was a wash. Couldn't use the mushrooms well enough, though. That's very unfortunate. Oh my god. That's bad. That is really bad. Alright, oh, well, we got Mute City this time, but I will vote for Cheap Cheap Beach, because I have such good memories of it from the DS era, of course. Mario Kart DS, my beloved. Arguably still the best Mario Kart, not gonna lie. It has aged. The controls are a little... Like, I went back to it last year. It's aged a bit. The controls are not so good. The graphics are much worse than you would remember. Especially, like, scaled up on a 3DS or on a Wii U or whatever. But, I mean, the track selection, the mechanics, the amount of stuff they had in mission mode... you know, no compromises. Battle mode, versus, lots of controls. I remember Mario Kart 7 came out, and there was like a lot of compromises and versus. There was like limited versus stuff you could do, I think. Yeah, stuff like that. Weird stuff like that in Mario Kart 7. You couldn't really choose how you wanted to play as freely as in DS. And then Mario Kart 8... not too bad, but then the battle mode was pretty botched up in the Wii U version. Of course, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe kind of fixes everything. But until we had Deluxe, DS was kind of the best all-around Mario Kart, no joke. Okay, the banana peel did not go exactly where I was hoping. Okay, okay, okay. Whoa, that was sleek. Managed to save ourselves there. Okay, okay. Well, 2nd place, 3rd place, not too bad. Oh, we're just on the edge of, like, where we need to be to get the speed boost. Okay. This is looking promising. This is looking very promising. Okay, you got too close, buddy. Alrighty. We're not... Oh my god. Oh, I messed up that drift. That could have been dangerous. Okay, no one's behind me, surprisingly. Okay, I'm gonna do these blind. That didn't work too badly. Oh my god. I almost missed the corner. Okay, well, I mean, there wasn't much I could do about that. I'm pretty far ahead, though. Oh my god, maybe not anymore. Oh no. I had a lead for a surprisingly long time. Oh god. Okay, well, there's no coming back from this. We're too close to the finish line. I don't think there's any coming back from this. We would have to get, like, the best item combo ever. Oh my god. Just as I was looking back. And he passed me. Well, that's very unfortunate. Oh man, okay, alright. Alrighty. Well, we're not too bad at Mario Kart. Unlike Splatoon, it's not as, like, it's hard to get rusty at Mario Kart. You play one round, and everything sort of fixes itself. But anyways, I think that's gonna do it for us today here. Let me pick, I don't know. Some of these are cool backgrounds, but we'll go with the classics. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for today, guys. Playing a bit of Mario Kart, not as much as I thought at the start, because we ended up spending a lot of time talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 trailer at the start there, if you guys want to go back. But yeah, overall, very excited for the Nintendo Switch 2, of course, and I'm happy I got to do this special stream. Bit of a first analyzing a trailer live on stream, but that was pretty interesting, worked out pretty well, I think, even though I was a bit late to set up the technical details for this stream. But yeah, it's been fun. I was able to share pretty much all my opinions I think I've got so far on the Switch 2 reveal. It's looking pretty exciting, and I'm glad I got your guys' opinions as well on the console. We'll see if there's any more videos or cool stuff like that to do regarding the Switch 2, but if you haven't seen yet, I've got my short and long form reaction videos up on the channel. The short form is literally just my reaction, and then the long form one also has my opinions on the reveal as well, so you can check those out on the channel. But other than that, I think we've covered a lot of ground here today, and we were able to really find a lot of key points to talk about, even though realistically Nintendo's reveal did not reveal a whole lot. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait until April 2nd to really get the full rundown on all the information. But overall, what can I say? I'm just really excited for the Switch 2, looking forward to it. This will probably be a day one buy for me if I can actually find it. And like this could probably be a very hard console to get at the start, but we're gonna have to see. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me today here to speculate and share our thoughts on the Switch 2 reveal. Very exciting, and playing a bit of Mario Kart, it's just fitting, what can I say, with that new Mario Kart 9 reveal. Is it open world? I don't know, I don't want to get my hopes up, but as I said, it's those gosh darn guardrails that are missing from the track there in the reveal trailer that kind of make me think it could be open world. So that's very exciting. I don't know, I don't want to get my hopes up. We're gonna have to wait until probably April to find out, but exciting times ahead. It just feels nice to not be talking only about leaks, and knowing that this thing is official and it's looking promising, and I'm sure there's going to be a ton of great games on it as well. So anyways, have a great rest of your weekend, guys. If you enjoyed this interesting and new type of stream where we kind of sort of did a live discussion video in real time, let me know what you guys think, and consider subscribing for more of that. We'll have plenty more Switch 2 coverage in the coming weeks and months, and just in general, I've got some cool discussion videos, and I do Nintendo community live streams like this every week on the channel, so consider subscribing for that. Just like we went through all the Switch 1 generation right from the start of that first reveal trailer on the channel. I'm looking forward to living all that Switch 2 generation with you guys on the channel, so exciting times are ahead, and it feels like reinvigorating to be a Nintendo fan once again with that Switch 2 reveal, so all is well and good and exciting. Alright guys, have a great rest of your weekend. Don't forget to like the stream, and I'll see you soon for some more Switch 2 news, some Switch 1 games, and all that good stuff right here on Skull Kid Gaming. Have a good one, and bye for now.